And we are live like 95, episode 4 of Chain of Command. It's myself and my boy, DFS Pro Fantasy Tips Matt. Right now we're watching the Spurs and the Thunder. De'Aaron Fox is out. I'm pretty surprised that the Spurs are playing so well without him, which kind of brings up like who is their number two? Like you kind of think Fox is their number two, but your boy Harper, he's been amazing. Is he going to be their number two? Is Castle their number two? Anyway, what's going on, Matt? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Always happy to be on here with you Monday evening, talking some hoops, collectibles, whatever we feel like talking about. I feel like right now, Castle is definitely their number two. He's the guy that oftentimes when they need a bucket, they're going to him. Yeah, he, for me, at least, is their number two. They got a bunch of guys, like you know how high I am on Harper eventually, but right now, in the Spurs pecking order, in my opinion, Castle's two.
Okay, he's playing pretty. He does have 4 turnovers with just a couple minutes to go in the first half. That's not great. You know who's going off right now is Caruso. Look at him, 16 points, 4 threes. Dude, talk about like the definition of just like a legendary role player. He could have his 3rd title this year.
Yeah, and key roles on the 2 title teams he's been on so far. Obviously, that Lakers squad and last year OKC. He's a good NBA player, man. Can D up just about anyone. You feel confident whenever he's on the floor. He's going to give you all he has. Yeah, he's turned himself into a nice pro.
He's the man. Alex Caruso is not ruining any locker rooms, and he's not getting in trouble off the court. But who is on Oklahoma City? I don't think Jalen Williams is going out and riding dirty and causing trouble.
Right, you said that about him earlier, too, and when we were just talking, me and you, and I think that's a very, it's hard to know, when guys are going to get out of line and start to be problems in the locker room, et cetera, but it's easy to tell when guys probably won't be that. And yeah, I'm with you. The Thunder got a lot of guys that you feel like are just pros and going to be, if anything, a benefit to the locker room.
Yeah, these guys are super pros. Look at Wemby already, 12 points. He's got his double-double. Like we talked about, I think it was episode 1. You actually gave me credit for me saying rite of passage. That was one of the times you gave me credit. You liked one of my lines. And I don't know if it's going to take that whole rite of passage thing with the Spurs. They might just be, when you got a guy like Wemby who's on the ascent that he's on, maybe you don't need to just keep banging and leaning and trying this year.
And there's always outliers, like in everything in life, right? So it's not like every team has to go through the rite of passage. That's just usually how it works. But there's certainly going to be outliers, just like there is outliers in anything in life. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
No, for sure. Good call. And yeah, they look like that outlier right now. I mean, they're up 7 without Fox. Fox is probable for next game. When did he get ruled out? Just an hour before game time? Or were you not really, were you doing something else? You saw that?
I don't know exactly when, but I know it was not like it was soon before the game started. It wasn't like earlier or in the day or anything like that.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising. SGA, 4 points. Talk about surprising. Dort, 0 points. Dude, I used to like him. We used to call him Dort. I even liked his Series 1 Top Shot debut, but he's just been so bad. What did he have? Like 1 game with double digits, just barely 10 points in the past like 7-8 games? Every game I look at him, 6 points, 4 points, 2 points, 0 points. Let's see. Look at this. What is Dort doing? 6 points. They've been resting for a while, so if you're wondering why his last game was on May 8th, it's because they ran and swept the Lakers. 6 points, 10 points, 3 points, 6 points, 1 point, 9, 9, and 8. What happened to him? I know the answer isn't, well, dude, he was never some crazy scorer. I know he's a defender and he's built like a brick, but he could get hot every now and then and get you, I don't know, like 18 points. He hasn't done that for a while.
No, he hasn't. I mean, he's just not that guy. He can make open threes, but they just got so many other guys that you feel better about with the ball in their hands in any type of offensive action that he just doesn't really get his. And yeah, He's strictly out there for his D, but man, does he lock guys up, as we know, being a Cavs fan. And real quick, you brought up the rite of passage. The other thing I think about that I love the phrase you used, but it's the GOAT equity. We talked about that, and I saw you were talking with someone about that online a couple of days ago. The biggest thing for me on why that GOAT equity combo is so awesome is because
I made it up and you had never heard the phrase GOAT equity before.
That too, but mostly because if you think about it, the two GOATs, most people think about Jordan, LeBron. One of them, no matter how you slice it, almost has to have zero GOAT equity. Because if you think Jordan's the GOAT, for instance.
Of course. It can't change at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Like LeBron, I guess LeBron in essence could change. But if you think LeBron's the GOAT, Jordan has zero GOAT equity. So it's fascinating is the best word for it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be if you really want to get into it, you're wrong technically, because if you ascribe LeBron, if you give him GOAT status, in theory, if he just, I don't know, you're right, it couldn't change. Where am I going with this? If he just went, I don't know, the next 5 years and was terrible, maybe we would set against him. But now I'm just trying to argue for no reason. Now I'm just trying to win an argument, which I don't even know why I started. You were agreeing with me. GOAT equity. Sorry if I cut you off or anything, but yeah.
No, I just love that term. It's really fascinating to talk about in the context of all-time greats, because I feel like someone, no matter how you look at it, they've either got 100% GOAT equity or zero, unless they're like Wemby and currently still molding themselves.
Unless you're like Wemby and can do things that the GOAT, that Michael Jordan or LeBron, people say that it's whatever. We won't get into the LeBron versus Jordan thing, but where I was going was Wemby can do things that they can't. And he can already do it. He can just completely change the game defensively. And no matter how athletic LeBron was, and people forget that he was the fastest baseline to baseline when he was for 10 years in his career. He's known for a lot of things. I don't think people really think he was the fastest. He was just the absolute, and he was. He was just the fastest player in the NBA. But even at his apex, when he was a good defender, he was never Wemby on defense. So
you remember how good he was at high school football? I mean, you were my freshman year, your junior year, he was all Ohio wideout.
Of course I remember. I was just telling someone that it's funny. LeBron James has been in the news every single day of my life since I was 14 years old, because we grew up, 20 miles from him. So the legend of LeBron has been told since I was, 15, 16. It's just incredible. 23 years in the league. Speaking of which, you're talking about LeBron playing football. Dude, you know who would be an amazing football player? It is the shiftiest, the spider, Donovan Mitchell. He's 6'2", so he can fit a couple inches shorter. Wouldn't hurt. I don't know if we have too many 6'2" running backs, but he's just so shifty in his center of gravity. And I don't know, he would just be an amazing running back. I actually looked it up. He never played football. His dad played baseball, was actually a minor league baseball player. So you knew that?
His dad works for the Mets.
You dog. How did you know that?
Yeah, just knowledge.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, that is quite strong, Bellman.
He's a huge Mets fan.
Yes. I just learned that today. Dude, how about Mitchell? He finally made it out of the second round. Now he made it to the conference finals. Now the best player to have never made it to a conference finals is Embiid. Love Donovan Mitchell. He's just been a class act. 9 years in the league. He's never missed the playoffs ever. He took Utah there every single year. But again, he had never been out of the second round. Quick guess, not to put you on the spot, but I will. And I learned this earlier today. Where do you think Donovan Mitchell stands in all-time points per game for the playoffs? And his sample size is huge. He's played 77 games. Where do you think he lands?
High. Real high. I'm going to say he lands. This is a tough question because I don't know, and it's completely just a guess. Points per game in the playoffs. I'm going to say he lands. The fact you're asking me means it's high.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm going to say he's 8th overall.
Dude, that's a great guess. You're on a roll. 7th overall
Okay.
all time at like 28 points per 20. Where I have it somewhere over here. Whatever. It was 27 or 28 points per game. 27.8 points per game. 7th all time. I bet most people wouldn't know that. So that's just huge for him. Talk about getting the monkey.
Remember some of those playoff games he had against Jamal Murray?
Of course I do. That's when I started like posting that Mitchell was my guy. That was just so fun to watch because we were all home during COVID. What a battle that series was. I think he had, dude, some top shots from that. Some top shots from that series are really cool and they're cheap. Oh, I was trying to bring it up, but I'm not sharing that screen. So give me some time, guys. Technically, I'm still not there. Anyway, so yeah, back to Donnie Mitchell. I mean, dude, this guy got 71 points. What was it in 2023 for the Cavs? 7-time All-Star. We just said he's 7th all-time in playoff points per game. So I'm just really happy that he advanced. I mean, they would really be salty if they lost that. They were down 2-0. What is wrong with the Pistons? Man, did they talk about an epic collapse. If you would have said, okay, the Pistons are going to be up 2-0 and they're going to lose the series at home in game 7, wow. I mean, how much blame do we give Cade Cunningham? I don't know if he has another top 50 player on his team, so it's really tough to blame him. He's been phenomenal all year. So I don't know. I guess we could cut, like, how many guys are you taking before Cade Cunningham? Like right now, even after yesterday, he did not make enough shots yesterday. So I love Cade. He's big. He's stronger than people think he is. He's calm. He's just got that demeanor. He makes people better. He's got great vision, but he didn't play great yesterday, Matt. How many guys are you going to take him? Team building. You're starting a team, not to win next year, but hey, Fantasy Tips Matt is a GM in the NBA, and I just want to know how many guys you taking before Cade. And I want names.
Yeah, great question. Honestly, I think there's only – you could probably make the argument for like 10 guys. There's probably for me only 4 or 5 guys that I'm unequivocally taking over him, starting a franchise. One guy we didn't even, me and you have had this conversation in passing a little bit. One guy that's just coming to me that we didn't even mention that I would still take Cade over, but it's an interesting talking point is Cooper Flagg and or any of the rookies about to come in.
No, good call.
Yeah, we didn't talk about him earlier, and I feel like maybe we should have. But right now, the guys I'm taking over him if I'm, starting a franchise, Ant, SGA, Jokic.
Even with his age, I mean, I my knee jerk is that you're right, and I would go with Jokic. But do you have any hesitation where you say, no, Jokic is 30, Cade's 24?
I got major hesitation, but I still think I'd start. Jokic is that transcendent offensively where I think I'm still starting my team with him over Cade, but it's real close. I wouldn't fault you if you just said Cade there. Tatum, that's close too. Giannis, really close with the age and stuff. I mean,
are you gonna take Tatum ahead of Cade?
I'm not sure, man. I think that you can make the argument either way. I guess going forward, no. If you're starting a team, you're not taking Tatum over Cade. I mean, honestly, there's very few guys that you can say, I'm definitely taking him over Cade.
Are you taking Luka Doncic definitely over Cade?
No. I think you could take him over. You could take him over Cade, but I don't think it's definite at all. I do think that SGA is probably definite. Although I'm not sure I totally agree with that.
Yeah, of course. No. There's no probably definite. SGA is 1,000%. You're gonna. I mean, he just had 4. Whatever.
Yeah, he's the back-to-back MVP.
For me, I'm taking him over Cade. I'm not thinking twice. I'll cut you off there before you say something you regret. Real quick. This is the.
It's funny too. Just real quick before you go, I remember during the Pistons Magic series, I made an implication or even stated that Paolo and Cade are on the same tier of like NBA superstar. And I don't think that's off really, but I do think that as far as like transcendent guys go for the future, it's Cade obviously there. I mean, Banchero would need to change a lot of his game.
Yeah, I remember you and I just had that convo, and I said Cade, but hey, Paolo's pretty good. Here's the Donovan Mitchell moment before I forget from the actual Yeah, this was down in Disney. So this is just cool. This is from that series. 57-pointer in 2020 playoffs. The man has been doing it. Dude, he got 39.5 when you and I were streaming last week. He put up 39. That's an all-time NBA record. He tied Sleepy Floyd. All-time NBA record, 39 points and a half he had against the Pistons when you and I were streaming last week.
Yeah, that was incredible.
So happy for him. He's just a dog. Who do you like in that series? I'm taking Cavs in 6, although they're bigger underdogs. How do I stop sharing this? Hopefully this doesn't stop the whole show. Okay, cool. Who are you taking in that series? The Knicks are a little bit bigger favorites than I thought they would be. Like if you said, okay, like guess what do you think the odds are? It's like, I don't know, Matt. Maybe the Knicks are minus like 165, 170, and I would have been wrong by a big number. They're like minus 250.
It's the home court. I was surprised when I saw that earlier as well. But they're huge favorites in game 1. So you start to think about it, and like Vegas is almost implying they're going to win game 1. So yeah, the series odds are going to be heavily in their favor after that.
Well, and they're playing better. They swept Philly.
Right. They're playing really good ball. I mean, they have like the biggest, I think, point differential for the first 2 rounds ever, maybe, or something crazy like that. I mean, team is clicking on all cylinders. At least they were before this long break. I don't see the Knicks as a better team than the Cavs, though. I think they're very even. I think you can make an argument the Cavs are more talented. I think you could also make the opposite argument, but I think it should be a good series, man. I think these teams are even.
It's a good Final Four we got, huh? It like makes perfect sense. Like we got the Western Conference matchup that everybody wants. Maybe some wanted Jokic, but this is what we wanted. San Antonio and OKC. And hey, in the East, as Cavs fans, of course, you and I wanted Cleveland. Knicks fans are pumped. You know when the last time the Knicks won the title was? 1973. You and I weren't even born, buddy. And they're such a big like hoops town. Like that's actually pretty crazy. So you know their fans are pumped. I think Cleveland edges them out with their personnel. I've actually been like a broken record. I said that against Toronto, and I said that against Detroit. Got some other series wrong. I did get the Cavs right. Again, that's my home team, so can't take too much credit there. But they've done a lot of work to get that starting 5 right, haven't they, Matt? Like they've really just iterated like as much as possible. And Harden, picking him up was like just such a big move. Do you think that we're better with, I should say the Cavs, or whatever. Do you think the Cavs are better with Harden than they were with Garland? He can do some things that Garland can't. But, man, a Game 7 for James Harden, he was terrible, Matt. What did he have? 2 field goals. 2 field goals made?
I don't think he was terrible. I think he wasn't good offensively. I think he was really good defensively. I think his net rating ended up being in the positive because of his defense, which is weird.
He had the highest plus-minus on the team. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen. If you look at his box score, and he was awful for me because I used him in my one DraftKings lineup, but he gave them what they needed, in my opinion. And yeah, I think they're a better team right now for sure than they were with Garland, just because he's a pro's pro. He's a guy you can rely on. Yeah, I think they're a better team right now. Harden doesn't come with his flaws, or Harden certainly comes with his flaws, I should say, but they're a better team right now with Harden than without, no doubt.
Hey, join the prediction challenge for prizes at www.sayso.so/WU9CD. I forgot to mention that. So Harden, you're right, and that's a good call. If you just watch the box score, you'd just be ready to drag this guy up and down Twitter or whatever. But if you watch the game, you know what he does quite well. Like he'll get to the lane and he'll get the bigs some looks. He'll get them some shots. And I think if you asked Mobley and if you asked Allen, they'd say they really like playing with Harden. And you got to give Jared Allen credit. Remember the meme about the lights are too bright for Jared Allen? He's been great in our biggest games, in the Cavs' biggest games. In Game 7 against Toronto, what do you have, dude? 19 rebounds in Game 7 against Toronto? He had some massive double-double points and rebounds in Game 7 against Toronto. And then he was phenomenal in Game 7 against Detroit. I had that written down somewhere. But, yeah, he was really good in games in both game sevens. And back to that Donovan Mitchell, we said, or I said he's the 7th all-time in scoring points per game in the playoffs. Just to run down the top 6. Do you want to take a shot at it, or should I just read it? You want to guess?
I know Luka's might be number 1.
Luka's number 2. Good call. I mean, number 1 is MJ. But you got those two.
Let me try to get this. I mean, this is gonna be tough. Is there a minimum game average or anything?
I don't know is the answer, but there's no player that makes it where you're like, well, dude, he only played like no. So yeah, that's not relevant. I don't. It's a good question. I don't know the answer to that, but it doesn't matter.
Is McGrady on there?
No, not in the top 7.
Okay. LeBron.
LeBron is 6th.
Shaq.
No. So you've got MJ 1, Luka 2, LeBron 6 is who you fill that, and we know Mitchell is 7th.
Larry Bird.
No, you need 3 through 5. Anybody in the
Allen
chat?
Iverson. Allen Iverson.
Okay, good job. Yeah. Did you look that up?
No.
Allen Iverson was 3rd. Let's see if anybody in the chat can get it before Matt gets it. You got 2 more.
Kobe?
So you got who?
Kobe.
No.
Okay. Are they more like, so how many am I missing right now? 3?
You're just missing 4 and 5. 1 MJ, 2 Luka, 3 Iverson.
Karl Malone.
No, 4 is KD and 5 is Jerry West.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I would have gotten them, honestly. I'm not sure I would have gotten to KD, even though clearly I understand why it's KD.
You're not taking Mitchell ahead of Cade, are you? Even with everything we just said?
No. The big difference between those two, in my opinion, is that Cade makes everyone around him better. Mitchell is amazing, but he doesn't do that.
Mitchell is an engine, though. That should be a new term.
Yeah.
That's just like, because it's positionless now. But like, if you're an engine, you're the engine. Mitchell's an engine. Like he will run it, man.
No doubt, he's an engine. He's a guy you can. I mean, he's one of the best offensive players in basketball. No doubt about that.
I'm pumped about that series. I think I'm going to bet the Cavs. Although I guess I wouldn't be shocked if just Cad and Brunson. You're not going to take Brunson over Cade?
No, I'm not. Are you?
No, but I mean, it just shows how fluid it is, because if you said last year or just that you would take Cade over Luka, or that you weren't sure, I would just vehemently disagree and say, well, Matt, maybe basketball's not your specialty. Maybe you got to stick to baseball. I know you're great at baseball DFS, Matt, but you just said that you're not sure about Luka Doncic and Cade. And trust me, buddy, when I tell you that every single GM in basketball would tell you that you're nuts. But that's changed, is my point. It's just fluid now. Sorry, I don't know why it's showing. Oh, because I get on the play-by-play. Okay, so we've got a close game, as you would think, with Fox out. That could have maybe been kind of a sharp play to take OKC live when they were down a bunch.
What was the most they were down?
All right, maybe not. What were they down? Maybe 10 at the most. I'm not sure. You can see. Hold on. Just want to check the box score for a second. Jalen Williams with 15. We were talking about him earlier. This guy just hasn't even been around, and then comes back like nothing's changed. Only 2 turnovers. Yeah. Your boy Harper has 9.
I love him.
I see there's some baseball games. Did you make a team on DraftKings? Are you sweating them right now?
No, I'm not. Nah, I'm not.
Did you make a team or no?
Yeah, I did, but we don't even need to dive into it. Not going well.
Okay, sorry.
I played a bunch of teams tonight, and yeah, I didn't play Arizona, who I liked, and I saw Arenado just hit a grand slam, so that'll probably do it. But that's DFS, you know.
What's AJ Mitchell doing tonight? Did you know he used to play with Wemby, the Belgian baller? He's got 0 points. You did know he used to, of course you knew. You knew that Donovan Mitchell's dad was a Mets fan or whatever, so of course you knew.
They played together, man. I can't remember in what setting though.
They played together in the France Youth League, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Where's Mitchell from?
Belgium, I think.
Okay.
Yo, what are you going to do with Jalen Duren? You know he's on his contract's expired. So he's a restricted free agent. Are you going to give him the max? Are you going to give him 4 years? What would it be? 239, 240 million?
It's funny too because after game 6 he looked so good and then came crashing back down to earth. That's a really good question. What do you do with Jalen Duren? Like honestly,
Other
what do you
teams
do
can
with him?
offer him 4 years, 177. The thing is that, man, I mean, he doesn't even look at the hoop at a certain distance. And same with Asar. Asar is the best athlete in the league. He's not the best defender because Wemby's always going to be the best defender. But like in a league of the best 300 athletes out of like the 8 billion people on earth, like Asar is the best athlete. But dude, he won't even look at the rim from the nail if no one's close to him. And eventually in the playoffs, it just becomes, if you've got him and Duren, I mean, talk about messing with your spacing. I don't know. Again, GM Fantasy Tips Matt. Well, I guess you just said you're not sure. Maybe you've had a little bit more time to think about it while I've been ranting. Like what do you do? Is he a max player? Is he just going to get the 4-year max?
Those are two different questions. Is he a max player? Probably not. No. Will he get the max? Maybe, because you often have to overpay for your own in the NBA. And I can't see the Pistons just giving up on him. But man, there are certainly question marks there. Like,
dude, they just went 7-7 in the playoffs. I mean,
yeah, it's their first real playoff experience, though. Like, you know, I mean, listen, I'm sure they're not satisfied with how their playoff run ended, but the Cavs are more talented team, been there before. I know that they were the 1 seed, but if they looked themselves in the mirror, they would know that. Yeah, man.
Asar's got to work this offseason on his shooting. I don't know if it's going to work, but I mean, you'd think he has to try his absolute best. I don't even know what kind of deal he's going to get. I haven't looked at his contract situation. He probably has a couple more years. You know how much AJ Mitchell's making this year?
Do I know how much AJ Mitchell is making this year?
I wouldn't have got it, but you're getting them all right. So I got to throw you a curveball, get you to.
I saw someone tweet about this like last week that he's like the most underpaid player in the league.
Dude, he's making like $3 million this year.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
that's the most team-friendly contract in sports history.
It's freaking crazy. I don't know about that, but it's crazy.
It's one of them, dude. I mean,
it's still AJ Mitchell. Like, I mean, I like him and he's good, but like, I mean, no.
Matt, it's $3 million. Yes. No. Yes, it's 2026 and he's making $3 million.
Right. You're right. He's making like
what's Anthony Davis making next year? What's Anthony Davis making next year?
$60 million.
$58 million. Like same with Embiid. Again, now Embiid's the best player to never make the conference finals. God, he's not going to have a fun offseason, but yeah. What a deal. You know what's another great contract was, speaking of Caruso on the Lakers, which we did about 20 minutes ago, Malik Monk on the Lakers, dude, they signed him for like 1.5 mil, like 1.6 million, something crazy. I'm surprised they let him walk. But yeah, that deal.
Malik Monk, he's another guy. I feel like his NBA career's been very up and down. There are stretches where, man, he is a go-to guy offensively. And then the majority of time, though, like he's running into DNP CDs. Can't get
I
off the
never get
bench.
it right. That's
Doesn't
so
play
true.
defense. Like, but when he gets run, like he's the type of dude that he'll go 9 games playing 15 minutes, scoring between 8 and 12 points, not doing much else. And then in the 10th game, he'll get like 30 minutes and put up 28 real points, 5
And like
threes.
16 and a quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Like a bunch of dimes, like steals. See, he's
So
just
look,
inconsistent.
I was right. 1.7 million. Why did the Lakers let him go? I'm sure he needed more money after that. But anyway, damn, that is low. 1.7 million. 5 years ago is a big difference in the NBA. But yeah, I like him.
I do too.
These NBA contracts are just getting absolutely insane. How are the Cavs going to pay everyone? That's going to be tough.
And they're like what the highest paid team in the NBA, or at least they were. One guy we didn't even talk about that we got to give flowers to, man. Mobley. What a series him, bro.
Yep.
He was phenomenal. Like he was dominant across all areas. He took Jalen Duren out of the series. He was elite defensively. He was all over the floor. I was really impressed with Mobley. I thought he was the MVP of the series for Cleveland.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Mitchell had the phenomenal game 6, but all in all, he wasn't very good. Harden was okay. Mobley was their best player, I thought, pretty clearly.
Which is good, man, because he had a lot of criticism about just kind of leveling off as far as his talent, right? We talked about this before a few years ago. People are saying, "Oh, wait until he develops that 15-footer. Wait until he gets that footwork, on par with Hakeem." Real quick before I forget, that just made me think of something, dude. Chris Broussard had such a great take. He said a few years ago that like the floor for Wemby would be Hakeem, and everyone like lost their mind and said that's actually such a strong, good take. Like he had the foresight to have that take, and now he can freaking celebrate it. People thought that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. How dare you say that? Hakeem the Dream, Olajuwon, how dare you say that if Wemby had his career that would be a bad outcome, that he wouldn't be fully realizing his potential. Have you lost your mind, Chris Broussard? Well, it looks like you disagree with him and me. I see you over there, but I think that was a great call by him, because if he just turns out to be Hakeem for his skills, that's not enough.
I agree that that's not enough, but that doesn't mean that his floor is Hakeem, who has multiple titles, considered the best big man of all time by some people. Like, yeah, I agree that Wemby has a higher ceiling than Hakeem, but that's a different argument than saying that worst case scenario is he's Hakeem. There's no way. I mean, injuries, so much random stuff can happen. Hakeem
Correct.
is.
I think I said it incorrectly. I think it's what you're saying now. I think his claim was that if he turned out to be Hakeem, that wouldn't be like such a great scenario. I don't think it was what I first said, which is that it's his floor, because of just the chances of injury alone.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes more sense, but even that still.
The injury equity of Wemby makes it that if he did reach Hakeem, that you're right. Like, that's not a fucking floor. Completely right.
I know what you're saying, though. Like, ultimately, if he reaches his potential, he should be a better NBA player than Hakeem. I don't disagree with that. It feels weird as hell to say because of how good Hakeem was, but Wemby has all the tools. Like, there's a reason we're giving him GOAT equity and literally no one else. I mean, we haven't given GOAT equity to anyone else. No one else. So there's a reason why. I get it.
One Olajuwon rookie card. What do you think those go for? You're muted, buddy.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I'm not sure. Maybe like a graded 10, like I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a good question. I don't see many of those. Here's
one right here. I should just do a whole screen share, but then I think it messes it up and turns it into like some Inception thing. You guys got to give me some grace. I'm still a rookie at operating, but here they go, Matt. PSA 9, 574. These cards are pretty cool. These old school rookies. I like the real rookies. I wanted to talk to you about this last week. I saw and I just forgot. I saw one of the major X accounts, like one of the major card accounts, and there's not too many of them with like 100K plus followers. Like that's pretty rare. And one of them that has it asked people like what their problems are with the hobby today. If they could just list 1, 2, 3 issues currently that they have with the hobby, quote unquote. And I commented, I reply guide under his post that I don't like the retro rookies. I just don't think that's so cool to like come out with a rookie card in 2020 of a player whose real rookie season was in 2013. Like that ain't a real rookie to me. Like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm not really into those either. I mean, I feel like that's kind of a pretty niche thing. Like, yeah,
but the market, likes them. I feel like the market
rookie buybacks and stuff, like buybacks. I think that's kind of cheesy. I mean, depending on who the player is.
Buybacks? What do you mean rookie buy? I'm confused. A buyback, I would think is something else, but I'm not like 2 and 2.
Sorry, I used the wrong phrasing. You're talking about like them re-releasing like. I'm not exactly sure what you're speaking of, actually.
Okay, let me be more specific, and I'll use Top Shot as an example, but it's not like Top Shot's guilty of this solely. Everybody does this. So let's just say Top Shot has a pack drop tomorrow, and in this pack, Matt, is going to be an Akeem Olajuwon rookie, and it's going to be a moment. It's going to be a video from his rookie season. Okay, it's 2026. It ain't Olajuwon's rookie season, but they're saying, hey, we're slapping a rookie badge on this thing, and we're calling it a rookie. And Panini does the same thing. I mean, there's tons of examples to look to, or even like a Brady baseball card or something like that, right? Like, wasn't there one recently
that's different. I mean, I don't know of any physical like of them throwing in like. I mean, whoever player, like I have no knowledge of them doing that. Maybe I'm off. Now the Brady, like I think it was Bowman Chrome through like Brady rookies and Expos jerseys like in their product. That was kind of just like a one-off clever type thing. I don't think that was something.
Forget the rookie badge part then, because what's not a one-off is just using, stars, Hall of Fame players that are no longer playing, and they put their cards in packs and very expensive packs. And no, they're not always rookies. They'll be dressed up as one of ones or whatever.
Well, that goes back to my whole point about there's so few players in each sport that like hold value and legitimately like, again, hold value and don't go down. So those guys retired, passed away. Like, I think you're always going to want those guys in packs to hit cards of those guys, even though I know what you mean. Like new cards of retired players.
Correct.
Seems weird. And I don't think you're wrong for feeling a type of way about it. I guess I just don't really care enough. I think in some instances it's cool, in others it's not. Depending on the context of it, I guess. Like I thought the Brady thing was really cool, but certainly how you're breaking it down, I could see how that line is pretty thin.
Real thin. It just seems like kind of a cash grab. And again, this is not a shot at Top Shot. Everybody does it. And if there's demand among collectors, who am I to say it's not a thing? Yo, Sam Merrill, my boy. We were talking about him last pod, Matt, and I compared him to Peyton Pritchard. And I think you said like, well, no, I agreed. We both said, well, that's not the best comparison because Pritchard's on another level. Okay, well, Merrill got us, 23 points in a game 7? If I remember, you said, and I quote, Pritchard's good. He's good. Okay, is Merrill good? He just got us 23 points in game 7. This is kind of cool. This is his only I would think this is cool. But this is Sam Merrill's Top Shot debut. It's got all these badges on it. This is the year that the Bucks won the title. This is him shooting without any fans in the stands. I'll just personally like always get a kick out of that because it's just something different that hopefully never ever happens again. And you can see these rookie badges here. And
I mean, there's no way Merrill's as good as Pritchard. Merrill's good, and he's a really good 3-point shooter, but Pritchard's a guy you can run offense through, like initiate offense through. He's another guy who makes guys better. No way is Merrill on the same level as Pritchard. And like I think Merrill's good, but Pritchard, very underrated in my opinion, because he plays for that Boston team that has other really good players. You put him on a bad team and he's putting up numbers, in my opinion. Like he is very talented offensively.
He's got a fine wife or girlfriend, but of course he does is the answer. I don't know if you've seen her. Look, this is the card or the moment I was talking about last week. This Kevin Porter Jr. I told you it's in those sick Cavs uniforms and it's a nasty dunk. Well, now you know why. Come on, that's a sick play right here. And he gives the shimmy afterwards. You have to see this, Matt. Look at this. Watch KPJ. He had a really good year last year, man, with all those injuries. God damn it. Here we go.
Man, there's something cool about the Top Shot moments, like watching them. Yeah, the shimmy after. Is that a Lou Will sighting? Yes, it is. The shimmy, yeah.
Good call, Matt. That is a Lou Will sighting.
Yeah. Man, KPJ fun. And watching these moments fun. Like, I get it. Like, I still like physical stuff more, but there's a reason that I still think there's a future for Top Shot stuff.
Yo, they just came out with a debut for our boy recently. He's such a Cleveland legend, Terrell Brandon. What do you know about it? You're probably too young to remember, man. You're probably 9-10 years old when he was really good.
Oh no, man. TB, come on now.
Do you remember how good he was? Like people don't remember. The Cavs were so bad during that time period. So I guess that's a good counter to my point, which is okay, buddy. How good could he have been? Your Cavs were absolutely terrible with him. Okay, you're right. But Terrell Brandon was good. And I'm planting my flag and I'm not moving. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as the best point guard in the NBA.
You went from one Oregon point guard and Peyton Pritchard to another one in Terrell Brandon.
Damn, that's cool that you remember that you know who that is. But do you remember he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
Yeah, I do remember that. And was he in the Sean Kemp deal, like the Vin Baker deal, or is he in another deal?
I forget. I did see Sean Kemp live a couple times, but there he is, the best point guard in the NBA, Terrell Brandon. If you don't know, now you know. Now you learned something today from watching Matt and Matt.
Yep, he was. So I had to look this one up. Cleveland traded Brandon to the Milwaukee Bucks. In the trade, Cleveland also sent Tyrone Hill and a top 10 protected pick to the Bucks. Milwaukee sent Sherman Douglas to Cleveland and Vin Baker to Seattle, who dealt Sean Kemp to Cleveland. And I have a autographed Sean Kemp jersey actually right here.
Get that thing. I want to see it.
It's kind of heavy.
Picture it didn't happen. Sean Kemp was still fried when he came to Cleveland. Yo, that is nasty. I love those jerseys.
Yeah, same. It's like from the Cavs.
Oh, one more time.
Someone brought it into Coach K's and Kev put it aside for me. The frame broke though, so I got to get it fixed. It's kind of heavy.
Yo, did you get those figurines? You said you were going to show us today.
Oh, I don't have them with me. I have them in the garage. I forgot. So
way to go, dude.
Remind me. Yeah,
way to go, dude. You have one collecting episode a week, and you left them in the garage. Way to go.
Yeah, right. I know that is an all-time fail by me, but what are you gonna do?
Did you buy anything at Coach K's this weekend? Did you buy any new cards?
You know what? I did. I wrapped up a deal with him because I told you I was picking up more of those wrestling figures, and he just had some random cards that I wanted, and so I did. I picked up. I picked up a Chase the Water. Okay, go ahead.
I said, let me guess. They're in the garage.
They're not. They're still at Coach K's actually, just because it's easy for me to keep stuff up there until I can move it. I picked up a Chase the Water and a Travis Bazzana rookie auto, both Guardians rookies who I'm high on. I picked up a Michael Jordan Fleer Ultra Power in the Key insert. I think it's from like 94. One of my favorite cards. It's just really sharp. And then my favorite card that I picked up, a guy I'm really high on. Topps Chrome came out with these like downtown autos of the upcoming draft class, I guess. So I picked up a Darren Peterson rookie auto that I will have next show to show you.
Sick. Is this the Jordan that you got? Can you see the screen share? I just Googled Jordan Power in the Key.
Yes, that is it. It's one of my favorite. I love my favorite physical cards. I think I've told you this is like the 90s, like inserts, colorful, like stuff from my childhood. And this is very emblematic of that.
Yeah, that is sick, dude. That's a sick card. How much did you
Someone
pay for
actually
it?
brought it in while I was there. I didn't pay for anything individually. I think that card's worth like a couple $100. He threw it in for me actually at the end of the deal because he knew I wanted it. So,
Do
we've
you have
got a
any
pretty good
flags?
relationship.
Do you
I
have
have
any
no
flag?
flags. There's a couple up at the shop. I have no flags, but he's someone I'm also very high on. How could you not be? He's a stud.
He's so good. He's so much better than I realized.
Yeah,
Now,
he's so good defensively.
yes. I hopped on the train right away. I realized that he was just like he has top 20 equity, this dude, right? Like ever. Not saying he's going to get there, but he could.
Top
Do you know
20
what?
ever equity. Yeah, he does. He has top 20 ever equity.
And let me explain myself, Matt. It's the reason is because in the NBA, when these guys can come in at 18, 19 years old and compete, if and when they ever fall off, it's never because of skill. It's because they didn't have their head on straight. It's because they got injured. It's because whatever, they had just like terrible like team variance luck. If you can come in at 18 and 19 and just look like you're on the level of a 29-year-old who's one of the best in the world, yeah, dude, you have a chance of being one of the best ever. It's really rare when we see guys like that, which is why when we do and they bust, it's just so tilting. Like I was such a big Zion fan. Like he came in and he was smashing field goal efficiency records left and right that we haven't seen since Shaq. And you don't see guys do that and then just turn into bad players. In the NFL, you do. In the NFL, it's tough. In the NFL, you get a guy like Vince Young who is in college and it's like he's the sickest ever. And then people say, well, he's not going to be a good pro quarterback. And then he's the co-rookie of the year. And people said, excuse me, I was wrong. He was good in college. I didn't think he'd be a good pro quarterback because of X, Y, and Z. And what did I know? He turned out to be the rookie of the year. Okay, 3-5 years later, he was out of the league. And no one ever says Vince Young was a good quarterback. What's my point? My point is in football, it's tough that sometimes you'll have a guy that comes in and looks really good in his first year or second year. And he might not make it simply because he doesn't have the skill. It's a complete skill issue. It's a complete skill game. Whereas in the NBA, if you come in like a LaMelo Ball was, and you just look like you can hoop with these dudes, Matt, and LaMelo could, like when you would watch LaMelo come in at like 18, 19, you didn't watch him and think like, oh, he's like a boy amongst men. Oh, no. He was out there just like competing with the best in the world. And he didn't have his head screwed on straight. He had a better season this past season. But the reason he's just not one of the sickest now isn't because of the skill. He's got the size. He's got the skill. So yeah, the NBA is fun that way. Once we saw Flag just putting up like 40 at 18 years old or whatever, it's like, okay, he's the man. Now, could you argue that some of these NBA teams were just like super thin? You know better than anybody because you're doing NBA DFS shows twice a week all year. So you know how thin some of these teams were this year, Matt, because of injuries. So I don't know if Flag did it against, a fully healthy OKC roster.
That doesn't matter. And I know that, I mean, in the context of the NBA, I feel like that really doesn't matter. And I know he had a monster game against Charlotte, who was playing really good ball when they played. And I know he had a monster game against Utah. It doesn't matter who he did it against. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so young. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't have his best games against OKC, but that's the case for most good players in the league, for most any player in the league. So I'm not holding that against him. Yeah, he's definitely got top 20 equity. I mean, he's got top 10, not ever. What do you think like his ceiling is for top equity, like top blank equity? Do you think he's got any top 10 ever equity?
I mean, no, I wouldn't say that just yet. I mean, I don't know. I would probably just stick with that. I feel like top 20 is kind of like a hot enough take. I don't know, but I could.
Yeah, no, I
don't know.
agree. Actually, it's not a cold take. I'm with you.
Wow, look at the Spurs, dude. They're just gonna win game 1 at OKC without De'Aaron Fox. Wow. I don't know if they're gonna win. Obviously, they're just up 6. I'm not like saying it's over, but give them credit for even playing this well without. I guess he's not their number 2. We started off the show by me asking you who you thought their number 2 was. What was
I don't
your
know if they
answer?
have a real number 2. I said Castle.
Yeah.
They don't have a real number 2. They've got a bunch of guys that play within the flow of the system. Castle, Fox, Vassell. You know, obviously Wemby is their number 1.
Yeah.
Just because everything runs through him. But yeah, they're freaking good, man. Excited to watch the end of that game when we get off.
Look at your boy Dylan Harper. 4 steals.
Yeah, he's a stud, man.
I mean, he's ascending and he's young, isn't he? Like super young, this dude.
Super young. He's Cooper Flag's age.
He doesn't turn 21 until
5
March.
steals.
He has 5 steals now. Wow.
Just had another one. Yep.
Well, that's insane.
He's a monster. I love him. I should have started buying him earlier, but I'm going to.
Dude, this guy falls into the conversation we were just having about these young guys that can come in and just play with everybody. This is the Western Conference Finals against the best team in the world, a team that we're all just anointing as
different roles though. It's hard to compare like what he's doing to a guy like LaMelo who was like handed the keys to an entire offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, and I love Harper, but like he's coming off the bench. He might have started today for Fox, but like, you know, he's not needed for them to be really good. He's a nice piece. Whereas you talked about a guy like LaMelo. I mean, he was given the keys to that team immediately.
Yeah, I just mean in like the if X then Y sense. Like if X being a player that's 20 and makes such a difference, then Y. Then, okay, this guy's going to be fucking sick. And yeah, Western Conference Finals, 5 steals by the end of the third. I'm not watching the game at the moment. Who does he keep robbing? I mean, let's see who has these turnovers on OKC. Shea Gilgeous, just 10 points. Wow. And you're always giving me hell for how much I love SGA. You're always like, are you sure he's as good as you say? Like, you know, and I know you're not like putting him down. You're not a crazy person. You know how good he is. But if there's just like the most bullish person of all time on SGA, and then there's people that like love SGA, and then there's people that like him but don't absolutely love him, I would
That's me.
Put you in the last group.
Easily. I mean, you're probably in the first group. You've kind of got me changing my tune on him because of how high you are on him. And there's obviously a couple other guys, namely Ant, who you've been on for a long time that I've been on Ant for a while now too, but not as long as you've been on him. I remember arguing about him with you at the beginning. So yeah, I might have to change my tune a little bit with SGA. I just can't get over the fact of how good his team is, and like, not to take away from him in that regard, but in a way to take away from him, because it's hard to really, there are no other situations like that. So when we talk about someone like Cade, yeah, you take SGA over Cade, but you put Cade in that system with OKC, it's like, are they a different team? I'm not sure.
I think so, but
that's fair. I mean, I'm not going to say they're unequivocally not, but like, I think it's fair to question. Yeah,
especially I guess right now in the moment that he has 10 points. Caruso with 19.
Besides that, even I think just in general, like the one game is just whatever. But no,
I don't know, because if you do a deep dive on the numbers, he's the sickest. Like,
yeah, he is really good. I mean, again, he's put in very advantageous spots though. Like, you can't take that away either. I mean, it's hard to talk about, honestly. I don't think there is like one right or wrong answer there. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's shooting variance that has him kind of in the front.
tonight. That happens to guards. It doesn't happen to centers as much. Back to Duren. I know we're kind of bouncing all over the place, but Duren, it was kind of weird because with centers, like you just expect them to bang in the paint and do what they've done all year. And they don't really like run hot and cold in terms of variance from three and shooting jumpers. And he was still so cold. We don't need to hit on that again, but that's just like a random thought of mine, is that with some guys, you can just chalk it up and say, well, he didn't make his shots. Negative variance got to him. Like, I don't know if we can really say that about Duren. I guess he did have to play against the Cavs bigs. Dude, those two Cavs bigs, and you know better than anyone, you just said Evan Mobley was your MVP of the series. I feel like when they're on their game, I mean, they can give anybody hell. They're gonna give New York a hard time.
As they should. I mean, those guys are uber talented. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, please do. Please cut me off. I always like hearing what your thoughts are on the Cavs. I mean, you've been watching them closer than we've both been watching them our whole life, but I feel like you've probably watched them a bit closer than me. So yeah, when their bigs are on, they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, and you talked about Harden earlier in terms of his impact on the bigs. That's maybe the biggest, like outside of his scoring prowess, his ability to make big men he plays with just have their best offensive seasons, whatever it is what he's going to go down as, and that's Harden. He just makes big men, any big men he's played with. And I think we talked about this, but you look throughout his history in the league, whether it's Clint Capella, whether it's, what other big men has he played with? I mean, he's played with a bunch and he's made them all a lot better. And now he's doing the same with whoever he's on the floor with in terms of the Cavs guys, Allen or Mobley. I don't think you can really understate the impact he's had in that regard on this Cavs team.
Okay, and you also can't really understate how relatively poor his playoffs have been versus his regular season. I don't think we've ever seen such a difference in our lives. Like, you can say what you want. We can say, yep, he made the bigs happy. He made a lot of drives last game and kicked it out at the last second because he's got great vision and he's stronger than people think, and he's still got a faster first step than people think, and he's taller than people think. He's 6'5", he's 3 inches taller than Donovan Mitchell, but he still, Matt, made 2 shots, had 9 points, was 0 for 6 from 3, and how did he miss 3 free throws? 5 of 8 from the line, 0 steals, 0 blocks. Not a great effort from James Harden in Game 7, and he's very fortunate for his legacy, which will be scarlet lettered because of his playoff performances, that it didn't matter, that the Cavs played so well, that he could have a game where, okay, I understand what you're saying, he did have the highest plus minus, but he still played so poorly on offense. 9 points, we've seen this dude just get 40 7 games in a row. But
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, no, I have no real arguments with that. I will say, how much time is left in this OKC game? I kind of want to catch the end of it. 10
okay, we'll wrap it up here. Go watch the game. There's 10 minutes left. The Spurs are up 83-75. I'll probably, I will watch the rest of it too. And Wemby's got 21 and 14 and 1 block, 7 offensive rebounds. You've been great, dude. I know we said last week that we'll do it more often, and we did not, but maybe we can squeeze another one in if you have time.
Yes, sir, man. Always love these. Yeah, let's get on another time this week. We'll talk tomorrow and figure out a time that's good for both of us.
All right, you're the man. And yeah, just one last thing. If you guys are interested in baseball, daily fantasy sports, Matt is the man. And I think he's still streaming twice a week, Matt, on Ship It Nation.
3 times a week. Monday, Thursday, Friday.
You're the man. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, chat. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.